Yes. Hello, everyone. Hope you're hearing me along. Today is a spooky day. It's a Sunday, a beautiful day. There's no need for the camera, is it? There's no need for the camera at all. Though we do need a song, don't we? I should put this song that we used until now as a background for the story we're gonna read today. Because today I have a spooky story for you. A spooky story sent to me by Mikeellee, or I think I'm butchering the name, the username, but it doesn't. It's not that important. I want to see if the chat works. So yeah, it works. It works. Because now I'm gonna see if I think it's Mikeellee or Mikeellee. I'm not sure. It was sent to me on Twitter by let me just search for it. Viaggiare necessario. I was trying to read in Portuguese, but I'm not that good at reading Portuguese, am I? Okay. It's it's a. I think this account is about writing and traveling. So this story is about a city of Brasco, famous for the crimson of their flowers, as the author says it. We're gonna do an hour reading, and we're gonna talk a little about it. I did enjoy it since I received it. I wanted to read it. I won't be mean. Don't worry, I won't be mean anymore. I'm now doing it for the. Let me just see here. Oh, I don't know if. Let me just see if I can hear something. Oh, I don't know if. Yeah, the audio's good. As long as the audio good, that's what matters the most. So we're gonna do an hour reading, hopefully just one chapter. You have the link for the full story in down below in the description. You should find it there. And yeah, I just think we're about to start reading it because it's a rainy Sunday and I want to do something productive today. So why not read The Seeds by Mikeellee or Mikeellee or Mikeellee. Mikeellee. I will have to ask about this, but yeah, let's start reading with the summary. The city of Brasco is famous for the crimson of their flowers. Their roses are famous for their beauty. However, lately the roses are gone and all they have is anemones, who scream in crimson in their lands, and the numbers of missing children increase each day. Candy never thought much about the flowers until she notices how this could be related to her two friends, Isaac Sekiel and Adam. What the lovely city of Brasco hides. Chapter 1. So let's try again. All right, I hope you're all ready for this reading. I hope you will enjoy it. I'm doing this hopefully so I can do better readings in the future. But yeah, let's just get down to it and have a relaxing 1 hour. I can say. I hope the audio's good. It feels like it could be a little more. Let's see if it has some filters here. Let me just add some filters so it could sound better. I think that's a little bit better. Alright. I want to make sure that everything's alright. Let's add some compression. Also, and we're good. We're good. I didn't put the audio though, did I? Let me just add. Download. I forgot to put the song, didn't I? Yeah, I have this on in loop. Where is it? Audio. Alright. Something like this. Let me just make a test and we can start. Yeah, this should be good. Let's go. Chapter 1. The city of Brasco is located in a state also named Brasco. Its front border with Quebec, except, unlike its neighbor, Brasco is much smaller and almost easily forgettable in terms of tourism if it wasn't popularized by a curious folktale that spread by everyone in Canadian tourism until this day. Brasco used to be a colony owned by France. However, the government of that colony lost the rights of this land in a game of poker. French Colonel Antonio Barbet is the unlucky man who was in charge of Brasco, which was a reward for his great service to the French Empire. He sadly bet on the wrong cards with Sir William Carter, who didn't just win the land, but everything else too. The information sparks people's curiosity and makes people want to visit this land. If nothing else, it's closer to Quebec. The city has one solitary ice mountain that resembles the cliché icy mountains. Many tourists like to take selfies and photos near or off this mountain. The main tourist attraction in Brasco is the Brasco Forest, which is completely untouched by human hands, as if God has crafted this forest today. The harsh cold in the winter time freezes lakes that are perfect for winter sports such as fishing and skating. Of course, it has the most famous city of all time, Brasco City. Brasco City is covered in a green forest. The green life of Brasco attracts the citizens of big cities as they have the ideal idea of a small city being perfect and warm to everyone. The Brasco's sky is always clean of any cloud and has the most vibrant blue anyone can hope for. It is possible to see all the stars at night, which brings many astronomers to Brasco so they can get a better view. And sure enough, Brasco has the color red to attract people as well. If one does not like to gaze to the stars, there's always the roses as red as one can imagine in Brasco. Naturally, those colors are represented in the national flag. Many people who visit the city say how red is their new favorite color. This happens so often that once a year there's a Red Festival. This festival attracts the attention of many tourists. Brasco's tourism is still lower in popularity than Quebec's, but it's starting to become an even amount. The townsfolk, the townsfolk sure do love red. One of the tourists mentioned one's home with big smiles and fond memories. Red is so vivid in that city. We should visit again, is the common remarks about Brasco. Red is so vivid in the city because no one, outside this loving community who adores red with all their hearts, can possibly know their adoration goes deeper. The citizens of Brasco believe in their pious ways and only they can see how the city was filled with crimson of the impure. No one that is not from Brasco needs to know how far Mayor Titus Summers would go to protect the city. He conducts a trial among his peers to judge a witch who has to pay for her crimes against the city and the world. Titus Summers is wearing an unblemished white robe. His face is clean of any beard, nor indicates he ever had one. His body is lean like his long hair. It is dirty blonde and sorry again. It is dirty blonde with and he has deep blue eyes. However, his blue eyes look down at the citizens of Brasco and at the center figure of the crowd gathered around him. His eyes lack any warmth as the man looks down in his scaffold, located in the middle of the city. The sky is clear of any clouds, yet all it has are two bright stars located above the crowd, as if it was two eyes peering curiously at the citizen. Two pair of eyes judge the towns, and no one seems to notice as their eyes are focused on their leader. You, the witch of the woods, are hereby accused of poisoning good people and condemning the souls of innocent. Titus' voice booms. All the good citizens of this good city are listening. His finger points to the woman who is wearing black. You witch shall pay for your crimes with fire, he concludes. The townsfolk start to light their torches and walk closer to the woman. The woman has her hands and feet. Sorry about that. The woman has her hand and feet tied up. Her dark eyes are gazing upon Titus. "Still blame me for Beatrice's death?" she asked with a joking lilt to her voice, as if it is something to joke about. Titus doesn't lose his composure as he responds. "Beatrice was a good woman until you corrupted her. Do you deny that?" The woman does not reply for a moment, until she breaks out into a burst of laughter. "I'm as guilty as you are. I'm as much of a monster as you're the hero. If you think to burn me will bring Beatrice back, be aware that you'll face the consequences. Nothing more fitting that if I die, then you'll know despair as I'm not feeling right now." The woman responds, smiling in a broken way. "Blame the witch, and now the witch will take credit for her work. A curse for this small and lovely city." Her eyes are still pitch black, and her skin is too pale, almost decaying, and her teeth are bright yellow now. "You shall love red. Then crimson will paint this city at the expenses of the next generation." She finishes, smiling sardonically at Titus, who ordered for her to be burned. No one dares to deny such a request. The woman didn't scream as the flames engulf her body in less than a minute, and no one dares to take their eyes off as the fire completely vanishes any trace of that woman. Concerned eyes turn to Titus in guidance. Their heads still look up at Titus, waiting, hoping, and believing. "The witch is dead. We're free," Titus begins. "Pay no mind for witches' words. Fumble words in hope to deceive our hearts. The witch is dead, and we shall never see her again. The witch is dead, and will be saved from her and our children," he concludes with energy in his voice, and the others start to show their beliefs. "The witch is dead! The witch is dead!" The chores continue as Titus looks below at his own scaffold, at his own people, and feels relief and mutters to himself, "I've saved this city for you, Beatrice, but couldn't save you." And without watchful eyes, all the famous Brasco's roses wither and die. The city of Brasco is the same if you ask the tourists while no one from the city can say the same, as Mayor Summers is hearing some insidious news from Sheriff Smith. A man who has an ample body, a prominent mustache, pale complexion, and lately worry in his face as well devotion towards the mayor. The interior of the office of the mayor is covered with blue. A baby shade covers the office and has nothing outstanding in such officer of such an important person, except one picture frame covered in crimson hues with one photo of one single woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. Mayor Summers? We couldn't locate the kids, nor have any idea. The man is sweating cold and is cleaning his forehead as the man continues. My men are searching and, Mayor Summers, we don't know what to say to the townsfolk. He concludes, waiting, hoping, and believing. Titus Summer nods his head, asserting the point of this case, and speaks in a more soothing tone, similar to a father would to a child who confessed a misdeed, and only Mayor Summers has such a calming effect in such moments. The citizens of this city has a ratio of 3 children, and lately all of the firstborn leave their homes. The police can testify is not a case of a serial killer because no serial killer could have killed around 80% of the firstborns in less than 2 days. He starts, and the sheriff nods earlier. Titus' eyes focused on the photo for a moment and continued. Then let's speak to the people how their kids leave their homes for the misguided dream of being famous. How many rock stars? Bio starts with a deception sentence. I leave my home with only $20 in my pocket, and all the teens bored out their lives, decided to leave. He concludes, and the sheriff acceptance is immediate. Alright, let me just try that again, alright? I didn't think I read it right. Tito's eyes focused on the photo for a moment and continued. Then let's speak to the people how their kids leave their homes for the misguided dream of being famous. How many rock stars Bio starts with a deception sentence. I leave my home with only $20 in my pocket, and all the teens, bored out their lives, decided to leave. He concludes, and the sheriff acceptance is immediate. Yeah, that sounds better. But 80% of the kids leave so quickly. The sheriff asks and shakes his doubt away as he asks again. And what we shall do with the middle children and the third children is a question that only Mayor Summers can answer. Every younger kid idolized their older brother. His eyes have a fond look to the photo for a moment and even trace his finger, protected by a glove, to the image of the blonde girl. And are prone to do stupid things to impress their brothers. So we shall prove to the remaining children how stupid it is to leave. Let's put an invisible wall around the city. Why live to be a rock star when they can be one here? And he continues. I'm about to suggest something I do not truly want, nor the good townfolks, but is a good strategy to keep the remaining children from leave. Let's open our gates for others, bring more music, and all the dangerous stories will make the remaining kids afraid of the ones who escaped. He paused and looks at the sheriff, is waiting in anticipation. Between us, do you think they come back walking or under a bag? I don't know. If you live a good life to follow a flimsy dream, maybe it's better not to come back. He confessed something else. Look, do you think it was the curse? Don't be naive, Sheriff Smith. The witch is dead. All we have here are teenagers being stupid. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's easier to believe in that until the panel of missing kids is covered completely and there are more posters of missing kids. Soon the number of kids gets scarcely enough to allow Titus's idea to go smoothly. Let's open the gates. Suddenly, the number of anemone increased sporadically to the city to the point it is impossible not to see the flowers. Crimson as they should be, but blossoming in places they really shouldn't sometimes, next to the missing kids poster. Let me just make sure I'm reading this properly. As I do my voice a little deeper. It's pretty interesting until now. But let's continue.
Anemone.
Anemone. Alright. Knew that was. Okay, let's go. Maria Malgael. Magalhaes. Maria Magalhaes is a woman born in the slumber called Rosinha and is the third child in a family of 5 who all takes different paths in life. The first child becomes a pop singer sensation, the second is a soccer player, and Maria is still here working as a manicure in a beauty salon in Rio de Janeiro, Copacabana. Her brothers might be blind by success, or maybe they're ashamed, as now they can afford better things, and Maria Magalhaes can hardly spend money in boutique shops on Leblon or Ipanema, so maybe it's easier to pretend she's not related to them now. The money she makes is enough to pay the bills, but hardly will have the same lifestyle as her brothers. In reality, Maria has copper-colored skin, a gift from her father, has blonde hair, colored recently, but her eyebrows has a reddish tone, so Maria is a natural red hair and has a buxom physiognomy. Hey Maria, do you still want to leave Brazil? One of the staff members asks Maria as they are closing the beauty salon, thanking God that Friday is coming. The TV is still on airing the famous show The Voice Brazil. Maria wonders why to use the English name if the show is set on Brazil itself. And the singer starts singing. Por que você pegou meu coração e jogou fora? I, I I don't know how I'm reading this, but hopefully it's alright. Então eu refiz meus votos e aprendi a deixar para lá. Let it go. Maybe it's a song. Porque você pegou meu coração e jogou fora. Então eu refiz meus fotos e aprendi a deixar para lá. Let it go. The singer has a melancholic voice and is one of the most famous pop singers of all time, to the point some international singers are present in the hopes to cash in with Latina's success. Maria is holding the remote and is looking at the singer until the song is over. Standing ovation, and the singer starts thanking her important people. In her words, she's thanking her boyfriend, her agent, her brother, God, and of course, her fans. And Maria shuts down the TV without looking at the screen. Bom, ela está vivendo a vida dela e eu a minha. Yes, e por que estamos conversando em inglês? Maria asked, a bit confused, as her mother was the one to put in her mind that every Brazilian should hold their language, Portuguese, with honor. But that's not the case here. Oh, it's because I got into that new English course? And guess what? They are offering a trip to Brasco. Seeing as Maria has no idea what is Brasco to, the friend elaborated a bit more. It's a city in Canada near Quebec, so it's more like a contest. You put your name in the ticket, sign up for the classes, and boom, trip to Brasco. Maria rolls her eyes hard. Or boom, you have new bills to pay each month. Not the first month is free, and you know this trip to Brasco is covered with food and housing. Maria wants to say no and continue to do her chores and go home, but as her friend insisted so much, she ended up agreeing. Only for a month and nothing else. Maria enters in the English course named English Now, and saw a variety of people in the school. For a brief moment, unpleasant memories of her childhood flood her mind, and Maria does not like to dwell on the past, and shaking her head, it is enough to strengthen her conviction. Maria looks at the others wanting to go to Canada and holds her ticket for a moment. No one seems to really mind her presence, and there are a certain comfort and discomfort in knowing how easily forgettable Maria can be, and she tries to visualize Canada. What she knows is what the movies show. Okay. Mes de graça a nada mais. And she holds the ticket for a moment, visualizing Canada one last time, until she hands the ticket to the designated person. And off she goes, not expecting anything. Yet, when the month is over, they announce the winner. Maria Mikeellee, you'll go to Brasco. And I start to look at her, and Maria feels uneasy with this trip, but who would give up a chance to go to Canada for free? Brasco is just like those movies who show the nicest image of Canada, the typical charming small city, and Maria can't really relate with this, nor with how everyone looks so expensive and in such different environment than herself. But Maria does not want to dwell on the past memories or in the fancy outfits they may be wearing. She's Maria, She knows who she is and is not ashamed. Ashamed. A woman named Sophie. Sorry about this. A woman named Sophie Clearwater is too familiar. In fact, too familiar to the point Maria was staring at her hard enough to jog her memory and got Sophie's attention, who sighs and nods. Yes, I'm her. You got it right, she said, taking her sunglasses. It was night time, though, out and revealing her brown azure eyes. Her skin is covered with a fake tan, and by the looks of it, Sophie is not happy by the aesthetical treatment. Her body is covered with a white coat, and her hair's color is raven, with a few lockets of hair free from her messy bun. Maria looks at her sides to see if she can get a clue about what she's talking about. Oh, right, you're her. Cool, that's amazing. I noticed right away. She lied and gives ropes to see if the woman can give more information. Yes, I'm Sophie Dawson and I'm that actress, she replies as if wanting to Maria to ask for an autograph, and Maria still can't recognize her until it comes like a snap in her mind. Oh, you're the actress that set the director's car on fire. Sophie is bemused by this, but she likes any type of reconnaissance and has a proud and mischievous smile on her face. Well, I also did the One Night, One Nightmare, but yes, I sent the motherfucker's car on fire. Why? You're a woman, so I can tell you the real reason. Do you watch that movie? One Night, One Nightmare? Maria nods but said she remembers a few parts of that movie. She's not a fan of horror. There's a scene where my character is shot to increase the motivation of the hero, and I retaliate by set the motherfucker's car on fire because the shot was very real. The shoot was very real. And she offers a strange smile as her hand absently goes to her belly. It hurt, but oh, that scene is still talked about, still gains memes, and still gives me money, but gives fame and status for a man who thought shoot at me is the best thing. Maria can't say anything else as a queue is formed and they are about to finally meet the mayor of the city. Why are you being all charming with me? Maria asked, unsure, as Sophie stops talking about this unfamous scene, and this must be a question Sophie wasn't expecting as she stops to see Maria crossing her arms. Maria does not want pity or to be dragged in a new conflict. Look around, Maria. Sophie did just that to prove her point that has yet to be disclosed. There's only us here. Why we shouldn't be friends or get along? We're in a new country and I'm not in California anymore, he concludes, looking at the abundance of red that represents Brasco. Maria keeps staring as if waiting for something else to be said, and finally, after a sigh, Sophie concludes again. Also, I never saw a real red hair before. Mom used to say a real red hair is as rare as a unicorn. And now Maria rolls her eyes and speaks, freeing her arms. One, don't call me unicorn, I don't like those creatures. Maria involuntarily shivers, remembering the old cartoon classic she watched when she was a child. She truly hates unicorns and hopes to never see one. No more cartoons or movies with them, please. And continues, "Don't touch my hair, okay?" And Sophie nods, and that's enough to break the ice. "You may be surprised, but I'm not a real blonde," Sophie stated in a tone akin to mysterious. "I know, you're a brunette." "How did you know?" "Oh, I have magic powers." Brasco is as lovely as the images in the brochure promised, yet all Maria sees is red, crimson, vermilion, and scarlet. There are so many anemones. Oh. Anemones with one color, red, in all the city and is growing. A lovely flower for sure, but Maria is a bit taken back by how much red is so strong in this city. Jacques Calder is the right hand of Titus Summers, a man who is the total opposite of Titus in looks. Jacques has long, light chestnut brown hair, a, a goatee. His body is too beefy, or maybe the heavy coach gives this impression, and his voice is laced with a French accent mixed with English. Everyone is in the city hall as the new welcomers are getting instructions about life in Brasco. So many old eyes from old generations of people of Brasco, so obviously staring at them. Maria gulps as her bad memories are blocking her view for a moment. Meanwhile, Sophie is relishing the attention and does not mind to blow kisses as the old townsfolk continues to judge. "Welcome to Brasco. Your new life waits for you," Titus promised as accommodations were provided. Food is also taken care of, and those who don't speak English very well, there are courses to help. Jacques' eyes, dark by the distance, maybe these dark eyes, follow Maria in the whole process. Is all very helpful, yet Maria feels like a rat trapped in a mousetrap. 1 week here and the feeling increase as sometimes the street get desert, as if she's completely alone or completely vulnerable. "Maria," Jacques approaches her after a week. "Only you have this name." Jacques jokes, and his chuckles resembles the bohemia of the man in Rio de Janeiro, and sting her heart a bit. One coffee date becomes regular until they become a thing. "Are you liking Brasco?" he often asks Maria, smiles more at ease. Now have a way to ignore the eyes. "Yes, I'm liking this city." A few time later, Sophie and Titus are getting along nicely, and Sophie does not mind the eyes on her. She adores, and when Titus asks her hand in marriage, Sophie has no way to refuse. She has so much attention. "Yes, of course," Sophie says as the eyes are on her. As she looks at the eyes of Titus's favorite person, his deceased sister, he has blue eyes just like Sophie and Titus. And slowly, the man puts his hand on the woman's belly. You have no idea how happy you made me. Meanwhile, Maria is sharing something that is making Jacques drop his knee and pop a very important question. Maria, do you want to marry me? This question was made by everyone. More eyes on Maria, and her skin crawls for some reason as her hand travels to her belly for a moment. She thinks back at the bohemia of her past husband in Rio. She gazes to where her wedding ring used to be and speaks to Jack. Jacques, Jacques, Jacques. I was married once when I was very young and knew my husband for more than 6 months. It wasn't a happy marriage nor a happy divorce. Those words shocked the viewers and Jacques. And I'm a modern woman. I don't need to marry to raise my daughter, she concludes. Jacques is not happy at this. No one was. The man takes her hand, clamping her smaller ones as she tries again. You're carrying my son, my child. This is irregular, I know. There's nothing charming on his stone. But you could consider make Brasco your home, please. More eyes, more, and more. Maria has no real desire to return to Brazil, even more as her famous sister is doing a big show for all Brazil and the Brazilians are only speaking about this fact. Very well, I can make Brasco my home. Maria decides not looking at the mural full of missing poster of kids. Firstborns and secondborns of this city and crimson anemone flourish among the police station, and all the land is covered with the crimson flower, and a sense of sorrow is well hidden, unlike the flowers. 7 years passed in the Brasco city, and its reputation grew in Canada, and in the tourism field of the Red Festival is slowly but surely gaining international fame. In the central park of the city, Nightingale Vale, a nice and very palatial, perfect to walk with pets, as many dog owners are passing down, there's a smaller circle of kids playing old games. 4 kids and tons of adults gazing with hawk eyes. And one blonde woman using a bun and nervously looking at her watch minute by minute. Sophie Summers is looking, hoping and wishing as her father often taught. Believe, Sophie. If you believe hard enough, God will grant your wish. Mom? A boy with blonde eyes and blue eyes as his mother is looking at the smaller group of kids with curiosity and boredom in his eyes. He sees more adults than adults in his young life, and that's normal as much he's concerned. Yes, Isaac, Sophie answers, still gazing at the watch, not giving attention to Isaac until now. The little boy's eyes focus on the northwest on the park. Dad won't come, you know this, but Maria will. Is going to be fine. Mom, that you can believe. Isaac looks at the entrance as his mother stops looking at the watch. But your father promised. Father promises a lot. Meanwhile, one giggly girl with a tutu skirt completely pink and a tiara and a fake wand is looking at the sea of people as she's holding her mother's hand. The girl is light brown skin, have pigtail as hairstyle and reddish hair as her mother. Maria sighs tiredly as the Red Festival is gaining more and more notoriety, and now the city is a flock of tourists taking pictures and being noisy and enamored with the charming little city as Brasco, and of course are making impossible to go to the Nightingale Bell. Candy, I can't even see the entrance to the park. How can we meet Sophie and Isaac? She asked, bemused. Candy puffs her chest and has a big smile on her face. Means her time to shine. Mommy, I know the way. Follow me. And Candy runs with her mother's hand still held on her tiny one as she navigates the sea of people in less than a minute. Found Isaac and Sophie. Sophie waves at them and Maria smiles, looking proud at her daughter for such magical feature. Once again, Candy found a way, Maria jokes, and the two women catch up. Maria has the decency of pretending to be surprised that Titus once again won't be here with his wife and son. Isaac looks at Candy, who, aside from using a misshapen outfit of a princess, or fairy, or maybe both, as any normal boy would, still crazy with the fairies, and Candy shows her tongue to him, and the boy rolls his eyes at this. Why? Fairies are lame. Super lame. Nuh-uh. Fairies are magical and cool. Candy crosses her arms and uses her fake wand to prove her point, and this makes Isaac smile widely as she comes closer to his friend and makes one final question. Do you think Brasco is magic? And Candy didn't wait long to answer as she nods and uses her wand to prove her point again, flicking and casting some words that mean nothing but everything to Candy. Sekel, Candy asked for a moment, and this land, the boy beams with a glee in his question, and coming near the girl, and finally, without skipping a beat, spoke the great answer with all pomp a 7-year-old boy can master. Good, because magic is alive and roaming around the corners of the city. The Burned Lady told me, and the city will be full red soon. Isaac smirks and Candy rolls her eyes dismissive. This, as Isaac playing a prank on her and clicks on her wand, making said toy glow in different lights. As the kids and adults talk, no one pays attention anymore to the moral of missing kids. No, but everyone notices the anemones. The anemones. So crimson, so scarlet, and so pretty, unlike the yellow papers of the missing kids that are slowly being taken down by the wind. And more flowers are growing in this city. In the police station, a woman weeps inconsolably as she retells the same sad song that all policemen often hears, a constant in their lives that the privately is treated as dark and macabre joke. Don't marry and your kid won't run away. And of course offer a friendly shoulder and ear to the poor woman. She made the same question they all do. Where's my son? And the answer is often linked to pretty outsiders who stole the good kids from the mothers of Brasco. Pretty outsider is a name laced with health doses of xenophobic feeling and contempt for the ungrateful youth a harlot of outside, seduced a poor 16-year-old and left a mother sonless. Then the woman speaks. Once the sobs are a bit under control, but her eyes still show the forlorn in her watery eyes. Why my garden is covered with anemone? Why this city is covered with those crimson flowers? And she concludes, where's my son? Alright. This was my first chapter of me struggling to read and of the seeds. And I'm not talking about me struggling to read because the story is written one way or another. That's because English is my second language and I'm quite illiterate. And this story seems pretty good. There are a lot of things happening. It's pretty short. It has 10,000 words. It's I think I didn't read it until the end because I wanted to read it here so I can react to it a little bit, so I can comment a little bit, so it can teach me how to write, because you know I'm writing my book. I'm also reading other books, other writers, and yeah, hoping to bring them to a better light by doing this live stream, by doing these readings. So I do enjoy this story. It's it is a mystery. Until now it's good. The mystery is pumped up. We know that Maria was a winner. It has a few what do you call those spelling mistakes, but nothing much. This nothing to throw you off track. It's I think it's about the city of Brasco, right? It's very nice written. It describes things a lot. I like how the author describes most of the situations, like most of the feelings, the way the body feels. That's we can see here that they studied the show and tell a little bit. That's awesome. I need to do that also because I don't know how to show and tell, but we can see I see that this was worked on. And yeah, what I got about this until now, what I got in this first chapter is that we have Brasco, we have Titus that burned the witch apparently, because the Brasco has a dark secret. We have Maria that Brasco has a dark secret, it was cursed, and children are missing at an alarming rate, and Titus is not very convinced about it being because of the curse. We can see here in the last part with Isaac telling about that lady. Where is it? Where is it? What? Good. The burnt lady told me. All right. The burnt lady. Apparently, she's around to some people, and that's awesome. We have that. And yeah, we have Maria and Jacques, that had Candy. We have Sophie and Titus that had, from what I got, they have Isaac. And Titus is not very present. It's pretty good. I still wanted a little more details from here and there with the wedding, but maybe we'll see something soon about this. What else did I miss something? No, I don't think I missed anything for now. Yeah, this was my my struggle to read out loud. I'm having this helps a lot with my what do you call it? With my public speaking, with my way of pronouncing words. I know I butchered that animani that animani word, and I'm sorry about that word. But I do enjoy the story. I'm doing this let me just give it 3 times pronunciation.
Anemone.
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 Anemone. Alright, anemone. Alright. So yeah, it's this is what I like more about the stories, that it's focused only on just a couple of things. Just it is focused. It is more focused than Sarah Grimm's book, but Sarah Grimm's 70 Days book. But what I did enjoy here is that Sarah Grimm taught me a lot about how not to be a Dick Moonstruck. But that was my first reading, so I wanted to give my full honest opinion. But maybe I'll be mean. Maybe I'll be mean when I want to. Maybe I'll be mean to the bigger books. I want to do this with smaller books, with these stories, with these small stories that are not quite known. They're not read by anybody. I want to do this reading sometimes that it's petty, because that helps people be angry at me more at the writing, but that also provides me with a lot of things to just intervene there and be more the character I've built. But with this book I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that with this story, with the seeds. I couldn't do that because it is pretty good. It's pretty well written, except for a few formatting and mistakes, and just a few lack of details. Let's say it's still going pretty good. It's still pretty mysterious. It's still more describing. It describes it does do a lot of show instead of tell, and that's awesome. I took a glimpse on chapter 2, and I know that one's more balanced in tell. It does tell, since it's the chapter 2 and probably the end of the story. It probably is more tell. because doing this in the beginning, it's in the beginning of a story, it's very good when you do the show, when you describe the city of Brasco, when you describe the history of Brasco, the color of Brasco, everything that's around. That's the feeling everyone has. That's awesome. It's why I contacted the Twitter user that provided me with the story. So I'm gonna read it like this. The second part I will read also the same as I read this one, and then I'll start a different series with I don't know what I'll read, but I read and I'll be mean. Not mean. I'll be me trying to read, but being illiterate. This is the character trying to be mean, but he's illiterate, and he's not mean. He just doesn't know what to say. So yeah, that's what Moonstruck reads mostly is nowadays. For now, it depends on the story. It depends how well it is written, how and what does the author want from my readings. Sometimes I can go mean, sometimes I can just read and do a little comment at the end, as I do now, and sometimes I can just read and comment, and I think I'll do that. I think I'll do that with already famous books. I already wanted to start, but Letters by Marcus Aurelius, but I think I'll do that on Twitch. I'm not sure. I started there. I just noticed that I don't know how to read it, because I thought it was gonna be philosophical, but at first we're receiving some history lessons. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about The Seeds by Mikeellee, or Mikeellee, or Mikeellee. Whoever the author is pretty good. He's pretty good. He, even for a small city, I think for a small story, for a short stories, sounds pretty good. Enough to make you want to read it, because I didn't want to read it yesterday when he sent it to me, but I started reading it, and then I got to chapter 2, and then I said, hey, this story, I wanna read it out loud. I wanna try and struggle and read it out loud, and I did the first chapter. So yeah, until next time. I don't know when next time is gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be tomorrow. I think Tuesday I'm gonna do a reading, so we can end up with chapter 2. Until then, I'm gonna focus on writing, and I hope you all have a great day, because this was Moonstruck Reads, and we've read The Seeds by Mikeellee. I hope that's your name, and I hope you enjoyed the way I read it. I know you're sleeping right now because of the time zone, so you can write to me on Twitter if something is wrong, something is good. I won't delete it though. I won't delete this, as I did read it in education purposes. So yeah, I hope I'll get to, when I'll become good at reading, that's when I'll stop reading, I think. But until then, until we get to chapter 2, part 2, my name is Dick Moonstruck, and this was Moonstruck Reads. See you next time and hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Fantastic Sunday? Is it Sunday already? Let's just see. Yeah, it's Sunday. Let me just search for a song so I can leave you with a good song before ending this stream, right? Let's see, Heaven and Hell. Yeah, I think that one will be it. So yeah, this was today's reading. I hope you had a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow if you want to see me write.